Hello everyone, this is weather forecaster Liam. We have had an incredible amount of severe weather and tornadoes for almost 2 weeks now without a break. I'm going to have torcons, severe predictions, and going to see if an end to this insane weather is in sight. Right here on T.R.A. Weather. And if you haven't yet, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel T.R.A. Weather. Alright, let's get back to the forecast. Okay, right before we get to your forecast, I just wanted to show you some aerial video of a tornado that got very close to Kansas City last night. In fact, it hit the suburbs. This is what you're seeing right now. Debris everywhere, roofs torn off. As you can see right there, almost the roof is completely gone. Half of it is. And this tornado even prompted a tornado warning emergency. Those are not issued very often. And I had it on my radar last night. It was showing winds in one direction of 123 miles an hour. That roof is just gone. Man, this was a very large tornado. Thankfully, it sort of dissipated before it got to the main part of Kansas City. It wasn't on a direct path to the center of the city, but it did go slightly northwest. And after it did get out of the suburbs of the city, and it did reappear a little bit, but then it dissipated finally after a 25-mile rain of destruction and just debris everywhere. This is going to take a long time to clean up. Also, I'll show you real quick. Here's a video out of Dayton, Ohio, where a confirmed EF3 tornado touched down in this area. As you can see, a very large tornado by all this debris and destruction it had. Look at that, trees uprooted, debris and insulation everywhere, roofs almost entirely ripped off of these houses. I'm not even sure what that is. Just incredible in what power a tornado has and what destruction it could bring. Let's get to that forecast for you. Okay, here's the future radar for you. The time will be in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. Right now we have some storms in western Arkansas, southeastern Oklahoma, and eastern Texas. We also have some other storms across the northeast, such as Pennsylvania, New York, parts of New Jersey, West Virginia, and Ohio, Indiana, and possibly even northern Kentucky. Now, I do believe the storms in the northeast are going to be a little more severe in the way of tornado, wind, and hail-wise than the ones in the south, but the ones in the northeast will not last as long. Let's put this into motion. Okay, we can see those storms starting to go off into the ocean now. There's just a little bit of it on the coast, but not too much. There's some storms currently still in eastern Virginia, maybe a few in even western Virginia. We can try to see a squall line start to develop, but it really only gets organized in Texas and Oklahoma. The storms across Missouri, Arkansas, Illinois, and Iowa just seem to be some isolated supercells. Now those may produce a few tornadoes, so we have to keep an eye on that. Because when the squall line gets going, it's harder for tornadoes to happen. Then we go forward to around midnight Wednesday. We can see a squall line start to get a little more organized. Not so strong, though. The storm's definitely off into the ocean now, except in West Virginia. Still getting some storms for that. There's a lot of instability around this area, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Virginia area. So tornadoes are a little higher there. We can see the low pressure system, the cold front here. It's, again, not very strong. Heaviest line of storms are across Texas and maybe some parts of Arkansas. There's also showing some possibility of some supercells developing ahead of the front, mainly Indiana, eastern Illinois, and maybe some parts of Missouri. Let's go forward to Thursday morning. Now this line, the cold front, is now well into southern Illinois, southern Indiana, and western Ohio. Maybe even some parts get into Michigan. And it's almost gone and exited the state of Missouri. It's in central Arkansas right now, in northeastern Texas. But I think it would be almost all gone by that time. Let's go to Thursday afternoon. We can see really not much left of it now. Maybe a very thin line just squeezing out some moisture from this cold front. The main storms, though, maybe possibility of it still keeping some intensity in Ohio and northern Kentucky. Maybe a few in eastern and northeastern Louisiana, but I don't really see that happening. Let's go forward one more time to Thursday night, very late, around 10-11 p.m. Now it looks to be this line, the cold front starts to get some juice maybe, and we have some storms across western Virginia, Kentucky, maybe even Tennessee. I don't think it'll be any storms in eastern Illinois or western Indiana. I don't think that'll happen. And I don't see too many storms coming towards Texas, Louisiana, or Mississippi. Maybe a cell or two, not too much. But the storms we do have to worry about are in eastern Pennsylvania, southeastern New York, near New York City, and looks to be starting to go off the coast now. So not too much of a threat. Actually, let's go back 2 frames to around 10 p.m. Thursday. We can see the storms before they go off the coast, mainly in New Jersey and Delaware. I have Torcon values coming up in a little bit, but let's get to the rainfall forecast. Okay, here's the rainfall forecast. You can see the main bulk of the rain is in Arkansas, northeastern Texas, through some parts of southern Missouri and eastern Oklahoma, maybe even some in western Pennsylvania too. The highest parts of rain I could find is over 3.5 inches, mainly in Arkansas. Some parts in northeastern Texas could see over 3 inches. That is quite a bit of rain considering the amount they've had over the past almost 2 weeks now. They do not need any more rain, especially in Oklahoma. A lot of farm crops have not done very well with all this heavy rain and thunderstorms that have just not helped at all. Northeast, we can see possibly 2 inches in some isolated spots in Pennsylvania and up to 1.5 inches in West Virginia and about up to an inch in some parts in Ohio. But we could see some isolated spots. I'm going to say mainly in Arkansas, Texas, Missouri, probably even Pennsylvania that could have a few supercells produce an inch or two within an hour, which would cause some flash flooding. I think there's pretty good chance of flash flooding within Pennsylvania, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. Here are your T.R.A. Torcons for Wednesday. I'm going to pinpoint the highest chances for a tornado, and that is mainly in Pennsylvania, Texas, and parts of eastern Missouri and western Illinois. Also through Arkansas, too. But the squall line, there's not going to be too many pop-up thunderstorms like supercells in eastern Oklahoma and much of Arkansas. So the chances for a tornado happening are a little less, not too much though. The main chance for tornadoes, which is I have a torque count for 5 for Texas, a 5 for Pennsylvania, Northern Virginia, parts of Delaware, Maryland, the DC area, and New Jersey. I have a 3 for the rest of the Northeast, a 1 for Iowa, northwestern Missouri, eastern Nebraska and Kansas, a 1 for western Kentucky and the entire state of Tennessee, a 4 for eastern Missouri, western Illinois, and a 2 for all of Indiana and western Ohio. And here are your Thursday T.R.A. Torcons. We have a 5 for Virginia, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania, a 4 for Ohio, northern Kentucky, and eastern Indiana, and a 3 across much of Illinois except western Illinois. That's at a 1 as well as Iowa. And a 3 continues for most of Missouri, mainly southern and eastern part, the entire state of Arkansas, eastern Texas, and the entire state of Louisiana. The rest of the locations that have a 1 are Tennessee, much of Mississippi, northwestern Alabama, and eastern Pennsylvania, and the rest of the Northeast. Here's your T.R.A. weather prediction. The main highlighted area, which is at a very high risk, is Pennsylvania, some parts of northwestern New Jersey, and the DC area is also included in the very high risk. And we have a high risk for parts of New York, West Virginia, southern Ohio, northern Kentucky, much of Indiana except the northern part, southern Illinois, eastern Missouri, northwestern Arkansas, very southeastern tip of Oklahoma, and northeastern Texas. The rest of the warned area is in yellow, a medium risk, and a low risk is in the green area. And we go to Thursday, you can see a very lower chance for severe weather now. The highest area we have is just a medium risk. That is across Illinois, southeastern Missouri, and most of Arkansas. We also have a medium risk for Pennsylvania, New Jersey, West Virginia, and eastern Ohio. Okay, and here's about the storm. Tornado threat will be high. A hail threat will be high as well. A wind threat will be very high. That will be the most threatening thing for the storm event. And lightning will be medium. This will be through Wednesday through Thursday night for 30 states and more than 75 million people. If I hear any additional updates on this event, I will keep you posted on my Twitter page at T.R.A. Weather. And also, June 1st, I'm going to be having a special hurricane video coming out to start the 2019 hurricane season. I will take a look back at the 2018 hurricane season and forecast for the 2019 hurricane season. Hey guys, hope you liked the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, T.R.A. Weather. Thank you. See you again.